Oh my God! It feels like it's been a long time to me, and I know Agnes right now. She's cooking in her car, so I know it feels like it's been forever for her. It's like the inferno that it is. Disco Inferno is actually no. I wish I could play music still, but Agnes Vivarelli, we are here together with Dan RadioStyle. That would be more. How are you? How's life? What's going on? You good?
You?
Yeah.
Yes, all good. I'm just checked out of an Airbnb, so I'm in the park. I had to get out by 10 o'clock a.m., so I'm here.
Is that slang, or you literally just know? You're like, no, I checked out and I drove to the park, and that's where I'm hanging out? Or is that in the park mean something? Like I'm in the parking lot?
No, I'm literally in the park.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a beautiful place. And
the park
and that's how we
and the
meditate.
parking lot.
So
yeah.
We had a slightly different topic today that I guess you would ask me about, and I thought it would be kind of fun. And we do have a lot of females apparently in our audience, and Valentine's Day is coming up. And Agnes, I don't know, what were your thoughts? You had some questions. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I did. Because what seems to circle around at this time of the year, every year, is women and Valentine's Day, and I wanted to get men, in this case your opinion, about, I'm going to ask you one question at a time. Firstly,
ouch.
Do you...
No, it wasn't me last night. It wasn't me. No, I swear. I was 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. I was with Sammy. I was over. No, I do want to say, too, I want to preface really quick for you, just for you. Agnes is going to be doing a series, which I think is actually really cool. There's like a number of us dudes, and I think I get to be the first one. Maybe not. Whatever. I want to be the first. Anyway.
You are.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
You are. You're dude number one. I'm going to do seven dudes.
All right. You go, girl.
Oh, I just received it.
Friends with benefits.
I just received it.
Yes. Anyway, so.
Oh, tell me, Dan. Tell me. Do you care about Valentine's Day as a man? Do you expect to receive anything? Do you feel pressure about it when you're in a relationship? Just spill the beans.
Wow, so you said, let me ask you a question, and there was like 8 questions in there.
Yeah.
So how do I feel about Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day, honestly, truly, and I think a lot of guys feel this way, and I'm a very sensitive dude, by the way. I'm really into romance. I think stuff like that's awesome. Valentine's Day to me is an obvious commercial holiday. It's meant to just get people to go spend a bunch of money on stuff. And you know, I get that it's from a guy's, a lot of times it's a lot of stuff that I got to do. I got to worry about. I got to try to come up with something romantic. It's a lot of stress and anxiety, right? I've already got a lot of things that stress me out in my normal life. And here I am worrying about, is this going to be romantic? Is she going to get mad if I buy chocolates? Well, I'm trying to diet. You know that. Anyway, give me that box, and walk away. And you're like, what? Huh? What did I do? Like, so it's a holiday that you feel like if you swing and you miss on, it's kind of like I don't get too many of those before I kind of jack this, or I don't know. I think anxiety. I don't know. I'd be curious what the other 7 guys. I'll be watching this series. I'm trying to learn from my other fellow friends out there, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Welcome to the gauntlet.
Yeah. Do you, as a man, do you expect something back? And if you do, what sort of things would you like?
It's in my opinion, it's really great when like cool little small things happen. I mean, guys are simple, I think, for the most part, right? I mean, I really do think we're simple for the most part. Like food, yums, and some sort of physical happy man gets touch woman kind of way, or even sleeping, like special little golf, like. I mean, we're simple. We're really simple. And anything that goes even a small, tiny step in one of those directions, believe it or not, like, it doesn't need to be grandiose. I think ladies like a little more of a story, maybe, and a little more of a depth to it. And, well, yes, but why does he speak in a British accent, Dan? And I'm like, I don't know why. He was grown in that land. It's like, it's one of those things where sometimes it puts a lot of, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. It derailed somewhere. I think people died in that crash. It's unfortunate.
No, but it's good hearing you say that about men being simple, because I agree. I think there is such a simplicity and there's so much pressure on men from women and about you need to give me something so that I feel loved. And I think the giving, when it's not pressured and it is that a woman can just receive what's given, whether it's a kiss on the cheek or
Right?
you know, something that's not on Valentine's Day, you know, on another day. I do think women put a lot of pressure on men for Valentine's Day. That's what I want to say.
Well, here's the thing.
And
like, I think I try, like, at least in my relationship, like, I try really hard to just be, like, every day a good guy to her and, like, and just appreciate her and let her know.
Yeah.
Like, so the fact that on this special day I've got to raise the bar somehow, it's like, well,
yeah.
I spent $300 last year. What do I? Maybe $500. It's like at some point, it's kind of like what we do with kids' birthdays, right? Well, their 10th birthday, we spent $12 billion on them. It's like the 12th birthday, blah blah blah. This is a special one. It's like, huh? So it's a weird phenomenon that's going on. I unfortunately don't think it's a real feeling that men have or want. I think it's really driven by the media and the, you know, commercialism, you know, trying to buy stuff, like sell stuff. Like, I think guys, for the most part, it's just an extra obstacle in the romance department that we try to, you know, figure it out, and we do the best we can with it. I feel like you'd be shining a light on me. You'd be like, and where were you last night at 11:30 p.m.?
No, it's good. Look, it's good to know because, you know, when you are in a relationship, there is this thing, like you say, the media, retail, this thing where it's just in your face on TV, commercials, billboards, rotating billboards. It's like, it's just this way of, I don't know, just kind of helping people to feel inadequate.
Yeah, basically.
On some level.
It was like just after January 1st, I'm in the stores and they're already putting out the stupid heart-shaped boxes and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, Valentine's Day is coming.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, that's like a legit response, I think, to a lot of guys, like, that's right. Not just Super Bowl Sunday, but Valentine's Day is coming up. So again, for guys in the United States, anyways, or maybe soccer. If there's a big soccer game, is there ever a big football game?
No,
world.
It's not
ever during this time of year.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
but you know what, Dan? I think it's in the Western countries like UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. And it'll be interesting to hear in the thread of this interview which other countries it's really pushed at them, you know, around the world. I'd be interested to know from people's comments how much Valentine's pressure is on people in other countries around the world. And, you know, how do men feel about it and how do the women feel about it? I personally, I'm going to say for me, as a female, I don't feel that I need anything on Valentine's Day. I think that if you get something, hey, that's nice. But I find I get surprises on other days, or I get something on my birthday. I don't feel like I'm starved. You know, that's the thing that I think comes out at Valentine's Day is I'm starved for romance.
Or it's sometimes supposed
to
fix.
Starvation.
Yeah, or it's supposed to fix something maybe that's broken in the relationship, right? Maybe there's not enough romance. So this is the one night a year that we've got to be romantic. And the dude's just like, I don't know how to do, right? Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to do it. It can be very, very scary.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, as relationships mature and move through cycles in their existence, you know, like rings in a tree almost, right? we get a level of comfort with each other.
Yeah.
I do think there's a level of trying to bring back that honeymoon that exists in a lot of people. It's like maybe that princess story. I don't know where that initiates from per se, but it is a story that I think causes a lot of trouble in relationships. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. The expectation and the pressure, and I do think, I will say this about my gender, the pressure does come from women. If you love me, you'll be romantic on this day. And the thing is, some men don't know how.
yeah, or what that
They
means.
don't know how.
They
Like,
might
you
not
just
know
or what that means.
And
Yep.
that's what's scary is it's like if you're already in one of those relationships, I've been there where you're kind of walking on eggshells as it is, right? Like I know it's very easy to set things off. There's a couple sensitive places, like we're all trying to get along, and here's this added pressure for this specific day. One thing I want to say as a way to enhance, I think the experience for ladies out there, make it easier. Honestly, don't make it have to be the 14th. Like, tell them before that, like the weekend before, the weekend after, whatever. Like, let's do it a different day because it works with your work schedule or something. Like, I don't want you to have to stay awake late because you open early. You know, like let's be flexible on when you can celebrate it. And I think, ladies, you've got a way better chance at getting your magic night, at least maybe your one night a week, or maybe you got a few of these that you get planned in your life. Good for you. So yeah, that'd be my one suggestion.
Yeah, especially if it falls on a Tuesday.
Right, middle of the week or something. You're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Especially,
Yeah. I like that idea, Dan. Just you say to the guy, let's celebrate it at some point, but let's make it fit with what we're doing. Let's do it within this 10-day period. I would have never thought of that. That's a really good idea for people that are really, really, really put their eggs in the Valentine's basket where they really want to celebrate it. And
give it a little flexibility. It doesn't have to, what'd your guy do on that day? Like, well, we're doing our thing the other day. We're actually doing something slightly special. It's not crazy out there, right? Like, it's just smarter a lot of times to do it slightly out of cycle. Now, one thing for the guys that are out there that watch this show, what are a couple of examples for Valentine's Day for you ladies that do want something? What, Agnes, because you're my touch to that female side right now. What are some things that are okay, especially? Talk to me. Like things that are romantic, or what do ladies kind of want? What are you guys looking for? Give me an idea, a help, a bone.
That's a good question. Yeah. Bone.
That's right, take that.
I think something that's not, personally, I think something that's not chocolate or flowers related, like that. I'm not a big fan of killing flowers on Valentine's Day, and I'm not a big fan of killing trees for Christmas, but that's just me. I like nature, and I like to leave it in its habitat.
Yeah, it's happier in the ground, I've found.
I think, exactly. And it's for one day, and I just think, no. But I think something like I remember my partner did something for me once, and I really liked it. I had mentioned when I got to London, hey, I really want to have really nice English tea and scones. And I'd forgotten that I'd mentioned that. And one day he just took me, he said, right, get dressed. And I said, where are we going? He said, I'm not telling you. And he literally just took me to this random place in London where they made, I was running, trying to catch up with him because he was walking really fast, and he's, much taller than me. And he took me to this fantastic place that made tea and scones. And I'd mentioned that months before, totally forgotten about it. That was remembering what I'd said, looking it up, and taking me there when I'd totally forgotten about it. Things like that was a really good, wow, this is so cool. I'd forgotten about that. And then another thing was I'd said I really wanted to go to the Motown show because I love Motown music. And for my birthday, it was like surprise tickets to the Motown show on just, in the West End in London. It was just amazing. So things like that. And that didn't cost a lot of money. I think that's what I want to say too.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to cost a lot of money. If you buy tickets on the day, you get them at 50% off. And we just had a fantastic time. And it was like, wow, I mentioned that a year ago. So I think it's those things that are, I'm listening to you, I hear you, and I filed that away for later kind of moments. Now, that's not easy to do because I find I'm not that good at that in the reverse.
Right.
I forget things that get told to me. So I need to actually bump up those things within myself to be able to do that in my relationship. So I think it's listening to each other's little quirks, those things that you think, hey, I'd love to do that. I've got a friend that I was speaking to yesterday, and she said, oh, will you come with me? I want to go and check out paddle boards. And I started laughing. I said, you're nearly 50. Why do you want to go paddle boarding? She said, I don't know. I've just always wanted to do that. So like for her, she's not in a relationship, but I remember thinking, hey, that would have been a good thing for, if she was in a relationship, someone to organize paddle boarding for her.
Or go down with her and
so
let's go rent paddle boards and
let's go rent paddle boards
you'd
for
mentioned
the
other day.
afternoon.
You like paddle boards, so I rented us paddle boards for the day.
Yeah.
It's funny for the guys that are out there. Yeah, listening, paying attention and listening, remembering something they've told you. I've gotten more points with ladies, frankly, by noticing things, by paying attention, by just listening once in a while. I think for guys, it's really easy for us to tune out, especially if there's a lot of discussion. I don't know how the relationship may be. I've seen variance in my own life. Sometimes they're very, very talkative. Sometimes, so just, you never know. So if you're always having someone talk, you do tend to tune it out as just background information. But it's
you do. And I'm guilty of that too, Dan. I'm the one in the relationship that does that thing you're talking about where you tune out. I'm the less communicative one. And that's something that I have to work on because I communicate all day with my job. I'm
the same way. I do the same thing. I mean, professionally, it's like I am not as good at it because I don't want to have to do it. I just don't want to have to do the extra work. Like I already had to do it all day today. So it's
I know
it's a weird balance that we've got to do. It's kind of like, when you have a bad job for people that maybe have like a job at like a coffee store or something like that, right? But like you have to empty the trashes or maybe you got to clean the bathroom, and then you like get home and you're like, I don't want to mop the floor here. I just did that. Like I just mopped the floor. I don't want to do that right now. Like, and you get to these places where you don't want to do it in the places you need to do it because you have to do it someplace else.
Yep.
They pay you for it or whatever. So.
Yeah,
slightly off
exactly
topic, but
right.
I think one of the big takeaways I think is if there's a way to reduce the commercialized value of Valentine's Day and maybe just make it a day about like let's just have a special date night. Like maybe you guys don't go out often enough. Maybe it's a special date where you do something slightly different or you dress up or right, like if you want to step it up a notch, that's cool, but let's open it up a little bit. Let's make it a special day for you two, or and not so much it has to be that day. All my friends are going out. We're gonna be talking about it the next day. It's like man, that's like a lot of competition, especially guys, because we know you ladies talk about us, and frankly, if you're not happy with us, we know you're not talking nice about us. We're not happy about that. That's not something we were like, hey, I love when my lady's upset with me. That's great. Yeah, I know she tells everyone I'm horrible. That's fantastic. Yeah, we love that. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I think we've just discovered and uncovered something during this session, that it is doing it not necessarily on Valentine's Day. Around that time is good enough. And then doing something that's very specific to that person that's got nothing to do with flowers and chocolates. I know a lot of women like the flowers and chocolate thing. And that's fine. If that's your preference, no worries. But I do think there's other ways around the circle things that can surprise you and that are really exciting, that you go, wow, that is such a cool present because it's something that you heard me talk about. So, yeah.
One thing that pops into my head, there was two and I lost one, but
You there?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Hello. Okay, good.
Yep.
So flowers and chocolate, and it's like, if they really, really, really matter that much, and it's maybe something that he's not already going to do because he never remembers, right? Then buy yourself some flowers and chocolates. Like, get over that little hump on your own, and then let's do something slightly off the norm and make it a little easier for you two to have a special night together. And let's win. Let's get a win together, right? And that, I think, accomplishes what everybody's after.
I like that. Get over that little hump on your own. I like that. That's very well worded.
I get lucky sometimes, Anya. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say. Now, was it?
Oh, that's lovely.
Would there
I
be?
love it.
I think we. I don't know. Is there?
Do
you feel there's we have any other?
I think we've covered it.
I do. I think this might be a good, short and sweet Valentine's Day
special
that you and I.
Yep.
Have done,
Sure.
and I think because the numbers, are probably, like in your case, are probably similar to mine. Like there's a larger number of females for sure. So ladies, help make it easier for the guy. If he's really, like, help him kick it up a notch in some way. Give him a hint.
Yeah.
Maybe truly, like, if you would like to see something, maybe hint at it a little. Maybe, honey, be a little direct. Honey, I'd really like it if we could go to that restaurant that it was really special. Like, oh my God, that'd be great. Yeah, let's do that. Like, I don't know. Give you guys a chance. Sometimes guys aren't real good at naturally thinking about what does she actually want. Now, I agree. Guys, get better at listening. Get better at paying attention, because that really is going to take you a long ways. So believe me, there's a two-sided street here. But ladies, since there's more of you,
two sides. Yeah.
It sometimes it's just easier if we.
I love that.
Take some of the impediments, out of the way. Like I said, the chocolate and flowers. Then buy your own. Like, get that. Who cares? They're in the fridge. You can eat them if you want them. But otherwise, let's do something fun together. Let's go. I don't know, ride bikes or whatever you want to do. Whatever you mentioned 6 months ago that we should have listened to and didn't. No.
Yeah. Oh, you cracked me up. You really cracked me up.
Are you surviving?
Well, I think we've discovered a few good things.
What did we discover?
I'm surviving.
What did we discover?
Well, that men feel the pressure. Men feel the pressure, and we can help relieve that pressure, and we can do things other than flowers and chocolates, and we can use it to bring ourselves closer to that other person, rather than being one of those days that just rips relationships apart. Because I know a lot of people go into trauma about, the Boxing Day after Valentine's Day.
Ridiculous.
People go into all sorts of stuff, because I know I get a lot of emails then. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that way.
And here's the thing too. I think from a manifesting standpoint, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. From a manifesting standpoint, when we're trying to create our SP or whatever, right? Making it that day puts a lot of pressure on that day. But if you can hang out with them one day around that day, and like that's your guys' Valentine's time together, then let that count. Putting so much pressure on one specific day really. I think, again, anytime we create a lot of pressure on something or really put a lot of importance on a specific thing, it separates us from everything. It creates this weird on a pedestal kind of.
It does.
And so it's not good when we do that.
Yeah.
So try to keep it mellow. Pump the brakes,
as
you would say.
And And I think, too, it's coming from neediness. I'm going to have to mention that. When you've got so much pressure on this day, you got to look at, am I really needy for this? Because if I'm needy, we all know that neediness pushes the thing away that we want, So if you're going to be in need, you're probably not going to get a good photocopy. So try and come from, I love myself, I'm giving, whatever I get, I'm grateful for. And I'm grateful to just be in a relationship with this person. Or if you're not in a relationship with someone, you can, if you really want to, put your energy into living in the end of what you would like to feel on Valentine's Day. Not necessarily what you would like to get, but how you would like to feel.
Or
which is
even
loved
imagine
and
how you
wanted.
feel the day or 2 or 3 after. Like you still feel like, yeah, that was so great that we did
Yep.
that. Like you can live even in the end past that moment. Like there's always, I think, places that we can focus our energies that are going to get us feeling better than worrying about this particular thing or that particular thing over there. It's like, no, just keep focusing on where you're going. Like I was saying to Agnes earlier, like, when we spend a lot of time looking at our feet where we're at right now, then we're not gonna get where we're trying to go, right? If you get to look out where you're trying to go, and you will head in that direction.
Yeah.
So it's all you're doing. It's
Yeah.
pretty simple. Focus-based universe, as you've said many times. Well, Agnes, thank you so much.
Focus-based universe. Yes.
Focus-based. Bam.
Thanks, Dan.
You were very, very welcome. I hope you
Well,
have
that's our little
marvelous Sunday in the future.
I'm going to stay at a friend's house now for about 2 weeks, and I'm going to Uluru in 10 days. Uluru is the Aboriginal word for Ayers Rock, the big rock in the desert in the middle of Australia. So I'm going there for 5 days. Maybe we can do a show when I'm there, Dan.
That would be way cool. I'd love to be a part of that because, like I've told you before, the Aborigines are a big kick into what got me into Australia as a place. I mean, fifth grade, we had a teacher that had gone there before, and he came back and showed us the big bow and arrows, the big boomerangs, all sorts of cool little play toys, man. And he let us play with them. It was really awesome. So anyway, and then another Mutant Message Down Under was a book I read. It was a fantastic book. So yeah, big part of my life. And then I bumped into you, and I'm just like, what is going on with all these? I worked at a company that was actually Kiwi owned, but there was about 3 or 4 of the significant players that were Australian, and it was always, you guys have always been around. Love it.
Yep.
Always had someone saying mate.
Yeah.
Or mate. Yeah, there you go. Probably better. Anyway.
Right. Well, you know what? I have my my law of attraction friend when we do our 3 questions together on the phone.
Yeah.
The first question is, what do you appreciate? And I've been saying to her for 5 years at least, I'm happy and grateful now that I have dinner at the open air restaurant at Uluru. I have a lamb roast with peas and mashed potato, and I watch the sunset behind the rock. So I've been saying that to her for over 5 years in my appreciation, like whenever we talk, about 4 times a week. So now I'm going to be able to tick that one off my list.
Yeah, I've been working on this one a while. Yeah, I got a couple bucket
5
things.
years.
Good for you. Yeah, but that's awesome. It was worth the wait. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, worth the wait.
Awesome.
Worth the wait.
Well, Agnes, thank you, and everybody.
All right, sure Dan. We'll sign off and say goodbye to everyone, and then we'll
absolutely.
Say bye in private.
Bye in private. Well, thank you, everybody.
Bye,
thank you,
everyone.
Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day coming up.
Make it a good day, and doesn't have to be that day.
Make it a good day.
Make it a good day.